We're live. Salam. All right, let me get this. Well, let me turn that off first. That off my head because I feel like I just yell louder when I have headphones on. Anyways, salam. My name is Mustafa. I am the solo developer of Sabr Path, which is an indie development studio, and the channel just uses the same brand. And on this channel, if this is the first time, this is why I'm saying all these things. If this is your very first time watching me, I'm an indie developer, but this channel, I basically focus on giving commentary on the gaming industry as well as game culture, sometimes just culture itself. Talk about media, but this is more of a gaming focused channel, and YouTube likes to have things being focused. So I try to focus on gaming. Give me 1 second. I'm going to open up the window. Camera only. All right. Okay. The window's open now. Lights on my face. You should be able to see me better. Anyone in the chat? No one's in the chat. Yeah, that's fine. Participants. Yeah, no one's in the chat. Just me. Anyways. So let me get so this specific live stream I'm going to last week. So last week I talked about some DEI stuff. I went over DEI documentation on Sony and Microsoft's pages, especially Microsoft. It was like a developer specific page. Oh, I see Saravan Balahi. Raise the volume. Okay, let me raise the volume. Let me. Give me 1 second. Let me check on this. Is it the right microphone? First of all, it does look like it's the right microphone, but let me make sure Windows has it up because my wife messed with my computer. She was trying to figure out how to talk to. She was using the computer to do a class, and she was trying to talk. So let me. I think she changed stuff around. Give me one moment. Open mixer. All right. Volume, put it all the way up. Hey, people are showing up. Jameson Jones, Play Nick Games. How you guys doing? Let me know if the volume is better. I turned it up a little bit. If not, then there's something else I need to change. So please let me know how the volume is before I get going. And also, while I'm waiting, since there's a little delay in the stream, it's going to take a second for you guys to reply back. But I'm going to get my window up, move that over here, and move this over there. And okay, the volume's pretty good. Okay, all right. Glad to know that the volume is good. Like I said, my wife messed with stuff. She was trying to. So she had these on, and she was trying to use this to talk to her teacher, and she didn't realize that it's set to this, and so she was messing with the volume, so that's why the volume might be down. But like I think I got it back up. I mean, I told her, I was like, look, I disabled that one just so that Windows stops automatically connecting to that, because sometimes, depending on the whatever the application is, it will like just auto connect to whatever. And I just completely disabled that, just so I stick with this and don't have to worry about that goofy headphone mic. Anyways, so let's get to. Let me review this page real quick just to make sure that this is not something I covered last week. And okay, hold on. I got this connected correctly. All right. Move that over there. Move the drink a little closer. All right. No, I did not go over this last week. Xbox releases gaming for everyone's product included. So, anyways, that's what this today's today's live stream. We'll continue going over some DEI pages. One of them is Microsoft. What else do I have? I have a GDC thing. Well, yeah, this is gamedeveloper.com, which used to be called, I think it was Gama Sutra, or Gama Sutra, but everyone call it, I think most people call it Gama Sutra, but now it's called gamedeveloper.com, and they have an article on, this is from a couple years ago, though. So it's a little old, but still new enough. It's talking about Anita Sarkeesian's GDC talk in 2023. So she's still around. Like, this is only 2 years ago. She's still doing stuff. And then I got what else after that? So I got another article, the DEI dilemma, how forced mandates are reshaping video game development for better or worse. And then I got a couple more after that. So most of these are like pro DEI. And I'm just gonna like go over them and give my thoughts. And that, oh God, not Anita Sarkeesian. Yeah, she's still around. She's still around. And like the thing is, even though she was the face that spearheaded it, when was it? Like a little over 10 years ago. She was the one who, I think it was like 2013 or 2012. I think it was 2013. Maybe 2014. I was thinking it was 2013. Anyways, she spearheaded it, but she's not the puppet master. She's the puppet. She was just the face of the nonsense. So we're gonna go over this stuff. So let me get this on screen. All right, right screen. There we go. I'm still on screen. The first Gamergate, yeah. I was in the trenches of the first Gamergate. Gonna tell my grandkids about me fighting the Gamergate wars. Everything is racist. Yeah, exactly. Her famous quote of like just just being fully mask off, just completely. let me take this off screen real quick. Nope, I just took myself off screen. How do I get myself back on? Which one? Camera only. There we go. All right. So I'll get into this rant real quick before I move forward. And like, if this is not to say, okay, you need to be religious like me, but I'm just gonna like share my experience with like progressivism. And when I was younger, a young adult back in the early 2000s, I felt like progressivism was the right thing to support, even though I was Muslim, and that is, hey, I got more people. All right, Pepe, back in my day, we had Gamergate. You kids don't understand. And then Wanata Hadi Pratama was good. Hey, how's it going? Anyway, so I just before I get into this article, or not article, but this page from Microsoft's game developer, just want to like share my experience real quick. So like I used to support progressivism when I was younger. At that time I voted for Obama thinking he was going to actually do change, and he ended up just being exactly like just continuing George W. Bush like to a T. He was just basically a third term for George W. Bush. But anyways, um, I supported progressivism despite being Muslim. And like as I got older, I was going through college and I just saw how ridiculous things kept on pushing and snowballing, especially like around 2014. It just kept on getting worse. And the underlying, the fundamental problem with progressivism is that it's well, before I get to the problem, when you look at progressivism, it's appealing to people who think about what's going on. So because of the fact that progressivism is about solving problems, is about progressing, it's about moving forward. You look at a problem and then you make change so that society can move forward. So that's why it's appealing on the surface. Without going deep into it, on the surface, it's appealing to those who want to analyze and make a choice rather than be like, okay, I'm just doing this because it's traditional. So that's why there's an appeal for like it appealed to me. There's an appeal because of that. But the fundamental problem with progressivism is that it's constantly trying to progress. So even if there is no problem, it needs to invent a problem to fix that problem. Because otherwise, you're not progressing. You're not moving forward in the eyes of progressivism. So it just continues to snowball into ridiculousness. And that is why as I was going through college, I was like, this is clown world. This is 2014. Like this is not even like peak, having I'm trying to like watch my language so that, YouTube doesn't um you know flag this, but having guys dress up with makeup and dresses and going to a library and reading to little kids like that, this is before that was even um a thing. This is back 2012, 2013, 2014, and this is when I was like starting to realize this is getting out of hand because I grew up in Indiana. Indiana at the time was considered purple. Like the older generation was more conservative. Younger generation was like a hard swing to overcorrect. So they were more progressive. So that's why it was considered like at that time, Indiana was like a more of a purple state. But as I'm going through college, this is the first time I started seeing people like my classmates. Let me flip that over so it doesn't ring. My classmates, they are one gender, and then by the end of school, by the time I'm graduating, they are something else. And there weren't too many. There was like I think 3 or 4, but that was like the first time, and I was like, how is this even a thing? But anyways, let me read the chat. There's a lot of chat going on. Okay, let me go back. I was at Monolith back then. Oh, nice. Tell me about Monolith. Which game you work on? Well, or which games? Back in the day, we had. Okay, yeah, I saw that one. What was good? The progressive lifestyle appealing to those that do not have much and want a lot. Yeah, at this point, because of it pushing socialism and communism, I need to watch my language because, like I said, YouTube has AI that scans what I'm talking about. So, because of uh the stuff that they're pushing for the equality, it is appealing to those who want to do less so that they can get more. When I first became aware of woke stuff was 2014. Yeah, that's basically around the time for me. It was like because it was definitely around 2013, 2014. That's when I was really like, this is getting out of hand. And then at that time, so I wasn't going to the mosque too much at that before that, but then like around that time, I started going to the mosque a lot more, and I started volunteering more because I was like, I need to separate myself from these people, otherwise, like they're going to influence me. Okay, let's see. I am a 20-year-old Muslim bro. I subscribe to you because you are a Muslim developer. In this day of age, I can't find someone I can relate to. Media don't seem to like us. Yeah. Well, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate the support. Inshallah, I don't let you down, and that's my goal, is to try to be a voice in the game industry that speaks up, for Muslims, not in an aggressive way, not in a way that pushes people away from Islam, but also like, speaks out against what's wrong with the game industry, as well as what's wrong with gaming culture. Shadow of Mordor. Oh man, Shadow of Mordor was. I loved that game. It was one of the first. I think it was probably the first game that that made me feel embarrassed by the NPCs. Like so basically, I just got into the open world area. I'm still figuring stuff out, and then I go into this group of orcs, and then they kill me, and then I come back and I go into the group of orcs again. I'm trying to uh, uh, get even with the guy who leveled up, the orc. And then they kill me again, and then the third time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be sneaky this time. I got on a Karagor. I rode in to the same group of orcs, and then the dude who leveled up 2 times, the camera zoomed in on his face, and he was like, "Oi, he's riding a Karagor. I'm quaking in my boots." And that made me feel so embarrassed. I was like, oh man, he's talking smack. He made me look like a goofball. that At that point, I was in love with the game. Like the fact that the game made me feel stupid and the guy mocked me, I was like, this is the game to play. Unless is it safe to say it's more of indoctrination with what you said about college? What do you mean about the indoctrination? Like as far as the progressivism, or like me going towards going back to the mosque? Okay, that was the Nemesis engine. Yeah, that was the Nemesis engine. Thanks for your contribution, mate. Yeah. Thanks a lot. I mean, that was a great game. Yeah, that's a system. Too bad they closed the studio. Oh, that's a great. Yeah, I mean, like I did do a video on when they closed uh well not I did do a video at when they canceled the Wonder Woman game, but that video just seemed to really flop and went against. I think it went against the algorithm with what YouTube thought my channel was about. So I ended up what I do. I unlisted the video because YouTube really wants all your videos to be like one specific theme, and I don't think my video appealed to my audience, because what that video, I used the Wonder Woman cancellation as a springboard to talk about how it's a disappointment that WB Games has the Nemesis system, a patent on it, and no one can even, try to make their own system. And WB Games is doing absolutely nothing with the Nemesis system, so it was pretty disappointing. So the video is basically about how patents hurt game development, but I guess it just didn't work well with my audience, so I unlisted it. Okay, let's see, the progressivism in college. Yeah, it's definitely an indoctrination. Like like I said, progressivism, it appeals to people on a surface level. But once you really think about it, like once you get in and then really think about it and realize that uh, continue to progress, you need to solve problems, even if there are no problems to solve, then that results to like the collapse of society. Love you, bro. Much from Indonesia. Hey, nice that you're from Indonesia. My father-in-law moved there because well he found a wife there and he wanted to escape his I think he wanted to escape his debt in the United States. I think I'm not too sure. I don't know. Maybe I'm slandering him, but anyway, so he ended up getting married and moved to Indonesia. I hope you will accompany me in my game dev journey. Yeah, inshallah. Inshallah, we both find success. Okay, that's when I first found your channel. That video. Oh, okay. Ah, yeah. I'm glad that you found the channel. Like I said, I had to unlist it though, but YouTube is rough. Figuring out how to build the channel because my channel is getting a lot of steam after my first DEI video, but then it like flopped in April. I think because I started doing my class and I didn't have time. In March I started doing my class and I didn't have time to make more videos. So in March I don't think I made maybe one video. And then things just started falling apart. Now my channel does significantly worse. But anyways, let's get to the main topics. Right screen, there we go. My video's on. All right. Let's talk about GDC 2024. Xbox releases gaming for everyone product inclusion framework for game developers. So let's learn about this. This is Katie Jo Wright, head of gaming for everyone and sustainability at Xbox. So this is a DEI position. It means absolutely nothing. Gaming for everyone. All right. Today was a great day for okay, all right, fine. They publicly announced the first time Gaming for Everyone product inclusion framework, a set of actionable resources meant to help game developers and their wider game industry weave intentionality and inclusion. Like this, I hate this word, intentionality. What the heck does intentionality mean? Like everything should be intentional. You shouldn't just do things on accident. This word is a mess. This is a buzzword and it means nothing. Inclusion, we're weaving intentionality and inclusion into the products they make in order to reach a broader set of players worldwide in a meaningful way. See, like all this is nonsense because if you want a broader set of players, you don't niche down. For broader, you go for universal themes. Niching down is fine, but you have like you're going the opposite direction. Like goofballs. Okay, we've got some people in chat. Okay, YouTube community. Yes, sustainability. She failed hard. Yeah, exactly. Fail hard. All right, at Xbox, our mission is to deliver the joy. Oh man. Kamala Harris, joy. Joy and community of gaming to everyone on the planet. For years, we've been on the journey to help our teams with the tools and knowledge they need to deliver more inclusive products and games as we aspire to reach the 3 billion plus players on the planet. Wow, that's a lot of players. How many people on the planet right now? Somewhere between 7 and 8 billion. In 2015, we formed Gaming for Everyone, our inclusive growth strategy and commitment to bring intentional inclusion through product. Again, like they're saying words and they don't even know what it means. Well, either that, they're either saying the words that they don't know what it means, but it's also more likely that they know that they're saying words that doesn't mean what it really means. because the whole point of them doing this is to make words mean nothing in the long run. And that's basically getting us into the whole story of Babel, where we're all saying words that mean nothing and we can't really communicate with each other. And if we can't communicate with each other, we can't solve problems because we're saying words that mean nothing. And therefore, we can't even, if we can't identify the problem, we can't identify the solution. And that's why I don't like saying woke. Well, one of the many reasons. One of the many reasons I don't like saying woke. You watch my videos. I don't say this is woke, and that's because when you say this is woke, you are not identifying the problem, and when you can't identify the problem, you can't identify the solution. Making games for everyone is like making games for no. Yeah, exactly. But people with agenda can't get in their head. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you're using mental gymnastics. And what I leave off? I should start highlighting. Is my yeah okay yeah my cursor is showing on the screen. Sorry, I might be coughing throughout the stream because I got really sick on Saturday. Well, I got sick like 3 weeks ago, and then it was like I got 90%, 80%, 90% better, and just kind of stuck for weeks. And then Saturday I got worse. I got really messed up. So anyways, let's get back to this. All right. Yeah, this is where I left off. All right. We want to help more. Let me just start highlighting. Well, we wanted to help more players experience the joy. Okay, I think I said this already. Across the team Xbox, like the Xbox adaptive controller. Okay, so if I open this, is this going to take me to a login like last time? Because I don't want to dox myself. Okay, all right. Let me put this back. Yeah, because last time it took me to a login and then it showed my email on screen. I had to cut that out. Okay, so this is the Xbox adaptive controller. Like this, I don't mind. Making things more accessible for people with disabilities. This is great. I met the guys at Able Gamers before, and I like what they do. You know, just working on basically Able Gamers. They advocate for controllers or just accessibility for disabled people, especially physical disabilities. So this is great. I don't mind this at all. At first, the first time I really started being more mindful about this is back when that why the last stream was gone. Oh yeah. I had to cut it off because I accidentally clicked. So I clicked on a page that led to the developer login, and because I don't have an Xbox developer account, it wouldn't let me in. But also it showed my email address, and I was like, nope, get that off the screen. So I had to cut it out. But anyway, so long story short, after when I graduated, I had my capstone project was a 2D platformer, and I had it presented somewhere. It was like a local convention, and one person came to play the game, and he like I don't know what exactly he had, but he like his hands were like cupped up, like he couldn't use his fingers too well, and he was on a wheelchair. Um, but he was still able to play the game because it was a 2D platformer that literally was just left and right and jump. So I asked him like, how did it control? He was like, oh, it's a 2D platformer. It works. So he was able to play it, but that experience, just seeing him like cup his hand around the analog stick and try to use the the jump button, that really stuck with me. And then I was like, okay, this is something I need to keep in mind in the future when I'm developing bigger games. Anyway, so I don't mind this. This is not a problem. And then there's the pirate customization. Oh, Sea of Thieves pirate customization. What is it? Let's look at this. Is this going to? Okay, yeah. All right. This is not gonna have me log in. Okay. Customization. Looks like the sound's not on, but let's just skip through. Is there anything wild in here? Okay, looks like they had. Okay, so they have a fat guy. Okay, so I guess they want to have more inclusive designs, like a fat guy. Um, just see dudes talking. Anyways, I guess that's their big thing, is that they just want more inclusive designs. Okay, where'd the? Okay, there it is. All right. Which allow players to select characters that most represent themselves across gender, clothing, hair, body type, and more. Why should it represent their clothing? They're pirates. They should dress like pirates. Okay. What's chat saying? Rather there be an accessibility controller than an easy mode. Yeah, yeah. I broke my arm in my 20s at the time. I really appreciate that I could play Suikoden 3 with one hand. That's pretty cool. Man, back in the day, I found out that I was able to, on the Dreamcast. Not because I broke my hand or anything, but on the Dreamcast there's the fishing rod. This is before the Wii motion controllers, but I realized that I can use the fishing rod on Soul Calibur, and doing a vertical swipe does the vertical attack. Doing a horizontal swipe does a horizontal attack, and then I could use the analog stick. I can't remember how to. I think it was like one of the diagonals was kicking. But anyways, I was able to play through Soul Calibur 1 with one hand using the fishing rod. It was really tough, especially the last boss. It took me so many tries, but I was playing on easy mode too. It was pretty ridiculous. Sea of Thieves is wacky, and any body type is accessible. All right, so okay, so this is fine. This is just goofy. Like, this is just virtue sig. Like, there's an actual impact for these type of things, but the customization is just virtue signaling. Oh, we got your clothing. We got different ages. Well, actually, they didn't say ages. They're being ageist. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Grandpa, they're being ageist against you. What is this mess? I'm gonna tell Grandpa. I'm telling Grandpa on you. All right. We knew driving inclusion through product would be a journey. Yeah, a goofy journey. One we'd continue to learn, iterate, and improve on. No, they're getting worse as we continue to bring gaming for everyone to life. We realized the need to create common language and resources to help make this more tangible. Common language. This common language is them making words mean nothing. Like, I've gone on my rant about how the word community means nothing at this point. But like, this whole common language thing is out of hand, and it is seriously like people say, "Oh, what's your problem with this? What's your problem with them saying these things? What's your problem with pronouns?" Like, when you are redefining how we speak, that is social reprogramming. Like, they are trying to change society. This is an underlying issue. And resources to help make this work more tangible. This became particularly evident when we noticed an uptick of teams wanting to learn more about gaming for everyone and how to incorporate it into their own work streams. An uptick of teams is more like one or two people who are very vocal, and then everyone else is like, okay, whatever, because they don't want to speak up. It's a vocal minority that leads to, as a vocal minority, as well as a majority who says nothing, which leads to these things getting off the ground. Also, the vocal minority likes to shame the others, be like, "Oh, this is for feminism. You have to support feminism." Do I? Really? We need a central place for information, resources, and support. All right. And then they got this. I'm not going to click that because it's probably going to send me to... Actually, let me do this. I'll open up a window, and then I'll drag that over here, see if it's going... Okay, all right. All right, there we go. We'll take a look at this real quick. Oh, actually, we'll come back to this. Oh, it's a hub. Okay, so we got so many more resources to look at now. So many more resources. Fantastic. Xbox has been using and evolving this framework internally since then, and is thrilled to offer it for anyone to use starting today. Anyone? Okay, all right. This all for me. The framework focuses on 4 key areas: approachability, which ensures all players, existing and new experiences, and novice feel safe and welcome. Approachability. See, like this. Well, let me go through all these first. All right, and we got representation, about reflecting the diversity of player. Okay, yeah. Globalization, making global players feel at home. Yeah, right. Tokenizing does not make global players feel at home. Also, like pushing, especially you want to push for the rainbow stuff that doesn't work global on a global scale. Like most of the rest of the world is not as tolerant to the rainbow stuff as the United States and the Western society. Accessibility is about making games and experiences playable for people with disability. Like this, I out of these 4, this one I'm all for. This is great. This one is completely backwards. The way how they're saying one thing and doing a different thing. Representation. I've done a video on this, and I mentioned that the only representation that has an impact is negative representation. Positive representation has a minimal impact. Negative representation has a strong impact. And therefore, the message about representation should be mindful of your negative representation, so you don't push for stereotypes, especially negative stereotypes, and reinforcing, these negative stereotypes. Because negative has a far stronger impact than positive. Positive representation is very minimal. Like maybe a handful of people will be like, yeah, that's really cool. I don't usually see a character of this ethnicity, and that's really cool. That a handful of people might like that, and that's fine. But it should not be the priority, and also it does not unify people. And approachability. Like if you want to go for approachability, you got to go for universal themes. Universal things that everyone can stand behind. All right, together we call these inclusive growth doorways, which are a foundational element to the product inclusion framework. We use the metaphor of doorways because gaming has often been considered a doorway to another world. Wow. You're going into Narnia. We found it. We found Narnia. It's not in the wardrobe. It's at Xbox. Let's go have tea with Mr. Tumnus and go hang out with Aslan. All right. Okay, let's move on. This video, okay, we got a video. Let me get this on. Let's watch this video. Hopefully this doesn't have music. Let me turn on the sound. All right. Okay. All right.
At Xbox, our mission is to deliver the joy and community of gaming to everyone on the planet.
Okay.
From gamers young and old, to developers big and small, to parents and guardians, and all the 3 billion gamers we have yet to reach.
That number again.
Since the creation of Gaming for Everyone in 2015, we've been on a journey to help our teams have the tools, knowledge, and practices to make more inclusive products to meet the needs of those 3 billion gamers. So how do we get from where we are today to be the industry we want to be tomorrow? We do this through product inclusion. At Xbox, we define product inclusion as the intentional practice of designing and developing games and products that are meaningful to a broad range of users.
Okay.
Products are games and consoles, of course, but product is also how you contribute to the customer experience across various gaming ecosystems. This could be developer tools.
Why is it so important that everyone has to become a gamer? Well, 2 reasons. To answer that question. One reason is because these games are getting so expensive to develop because the studios are getting so bloated that even when a game is successful in terms of, like 2015, it's not successful enough now because they're not making enough money because the game is just so expensive. The AI voice on this video, probably, but yeah. So the game is the budget is so high because they have so many people working, so many hundreds more people, maybe even thousands of people working. So they're like, okay, we need to broaden the audience even further, even though it's already mainstream. That's one reason. But the second reason, and this is probably the more important reason, is because gaming has a huge influence, and they want to use that influence to, lead to societal change and societal influence. This is exactly why you see MBS, the crown prince of Saudi, Mohammed bin Salman, he is purchasing video game companies left and right. He is the majority holder of SNK. Like, this is why I don't buy SNK games anymore. I mean, I don't buy games anymore anyways because I'm broke and I don't have money, and I don't have time to play games. But he owns more of SNK than Japan. Saudi, MBS, and he's pumping out billions of dollars to more gaming companies. Like there's this I can't remember what the umbrella company name is, but like some mobile game companies that you probably never heard of, but they're huge, and like he's buying up game companies left and right. And this is not just him. This is a worldwide thing. Like, all the biggest, the billionaires of the world, the ones who want to cause chaos, they are trying to have a bigger hold of video games because of how big video games is and how strong of an influence. So video games is larger than literature as far as influence and how much money it makes. It's larger than TV. It's larger than movies, Hollywood. The only thing video games are not larger than is sports. Excuse me. And that's because sports makes more money off of memorabilia, jerseys, all that stuff. Sports is the only thing that makes more money than video games. But that's the main reason why they want to broaden the audience. Let me go back and start catching up. I'm rebranding Anita. Here's the quote I made. Everything is propaganda. Everything is gaslight. Yes, everything is a rich man's trick, and we must point it all out. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome, foreign user. I like that quote. Bingo. Yeah. All right. Spot on. Let's see. What else? Hold on, let me pull this up. Sorry. Where did I leave off? Mythical modern audience. Yeah. How about games being fun? Yeah. Isn't that the point of making it? It was the point. And we want it to be the point. Like, the point of entertainment is to have a break and, just kind of relax for a moment. I don't believe in having games being like, so short-term escapism is fine. But the problem with people searching for escapism is that they use it as a vice for their depression, and then it becomes an obsession. And I think that is the major problem with gaming. Like, I'm not anti-gaming, but the problem that people who are like pro gaming, who are for making it more mainstream and saying that's okay, is that they also they want to destigmatize when someone is obsessed and they need help. And I don't think that should be destigmatized. I think we should be able to call that out and like let people know, like, you're playing too much. You need to back down. Go touch grass. I know I went on a little rant right there, but anyways, IP farming, same thing Disney and Hollywood did, and they will all lose. So they aren't making games for modern audience. They are making games to create modern audience out of the next. Exactly. They want to create the modern audience. They want people to be socially reprogrammed to be the modern audience. Yeah, they are working very hard on subversion through gaming. So gaming industry is the new oil now. We're in the demoralization stage still. Yeah. All right, let's get back to this. Caught up with all the chat.
Platform settings, community engagement, or marketing campaigns. Every single person in our industry plays a role in product inclusion. And if we don't intentionally include, we unintentionally exclude.
No, that's like when you are in, what they are doing is they're intentionally excluding people.
In the same way that we think of gaming as a doorway to another world, we can think of product inclusion as the many doorways that exist in a player's experience.
Hey, do you see this guy? This guy's green. I don't feel seen. This guy's not Arab. He's not riding on a magic carpet. He doesn't have a big beard. He's not smoking a hookah. He doesn't have a turban on his head. I don't feel seen. You are intentionally excluding me. I feel excluded intentionally.
Experience. Sometimes these doors are open and inviting, and sometimes they're closed, even if we don't intend them to be.
Just like how they're doing with this guy. I don't feel seen. I am not being excluded from playing the NBA just because they picked other dudes.
We're intentionally focusing our efforts to create a product inclusion framework and deliver product inclusion, or the opening or closing of a door, in 4 key areas, which we call the inclusive growth doorways. They are approachability, representation, globalization, and accessibility.
Okay.
Let's walk through these doors and examples of how they work together. Approachability ensures all customers, existing and new, experienced and novice, feel welcome. It's Game Pass providing access to
Game Pass. Game Pass is the answer to inclusion because you can access so many games. You don't own your games anymore. But it's to solve the inclusion problem. We want you to pay $20 monthly so that you're constantly giving us money to make up for the fact that you're too broke to buy a $90 game. Game Pass is the solution. Gaming just has all the perks if you want to control / train us repetition. Yeah, exactly. Plus you have the best scam in lives with data. Yeah, stealing our data, like everything. This is, I believe, this is one of the reasons why, like Meta is not letting go of VR. Like VR has flopped. It's just not cheap enough. People don't want to buy a VR headset, and they won't want to let go of it because they still want to make it a thing so that they can really steal our data. Because like once they put a thing on our heads and then they start tracking the way how our eyes move, like and just everything, they'll get so much more data from us. Game Pass, capitalism. Oh my God, can't you make it free to play so that everyone? That's the next step. Making a Game Pass version, like a Game Pass tier that just pumps ads like every few minutes. Every few minutes, they're just gonna pump an ad in your face. A free version of Game Pass. Like, okay, all right, I'm going through this amazing story, and then wham! Right in your face.
Hundreds of games for one low monthly price in 86 countries and regions worldwide. It's the Xbox Family Settings app, making safety settings easy to understand and manage. It's Minecraft Dungeons introduced.
I don't mind making family settings easier, because I'm going to be real. Family settings are so convoluted that, well, my kids are getting to the point where I have to start setting family settings. And like, so these things is like, how do I get the family settings to work? So making family settings easier, like definitely make it more intuitive. That's great. How long before the remaster of Manhunt in VR? MK Ultra Training Murder Sim. I had such high hopes for VR when I played Half-Life Alyx. Nothing else came close as good. I still have yet to play that. I mean, I don't have a VR set. Valve cares about the legacy still, at least for innovate in gaming. It's like Ready Player One villain plot. How original! See, I honestly didn't even remember what the villain's intent, what his goal was, because the only thing I remember about Ready Player One is it's nothing but a bunch of cameos. Like, that's all Ready Player One is, just cameos. Like even the book. Like I remember I listened to the book, I listened to the audiobook, and so many people were like, you gotta listen to Radio Player One, it's so good. And all it was basically the author of the book talking about all the things that he loved when he was a kid. And I was like, this guy knows absolutely nothing about game design. He knows absolutely nothing about game development. And he's just talking about all his favorite things as a kid. That's all the book is. I didn't like it. I'm stuck in the garage in the first house. Oh, in the Resident Evil 7. Okay, how much more time? Okay, I got about a little over half an hour left. Okay.
Introducing the blocky world of Minecraft to a new genre of playstyle. Representation.
Like, that is not using the same blocky art style of Minecraft in a different playstyle. That's not inclusion. That's just creating a consistent and cohesive world. That's a completely different thing.
Reflects the diversity of our player and creator community, so everyone can feel like they belong.
Right, so, but what about all these these online communities that are banning people for like things that have been in gaming for forever, like smack talk, just the act of teabagging, like who cares if someone teabags you in a first person shooter? Like, that's not a big deal. Like, get over it, or don't play. Just don't play online. I don't play online. Like, I'm better off not playing online.
When you see yourself represented in characters or the industry at large, you feel more genuinely included.
I belong.
It's Xbox Publishing partnering with GLAAD to bring more LGBTQIA+ stories to our players.
Because this will make it reach a global audience, as they claim to be.
It's the Xbox Store multicultural games collections helping players find content that's meaningful to them.
A multicultural filter. Yo, give me all the black games. What the heck is this multicultural filter? Like, this sounds like segregation. Like, what is this? Okay, let me see all the Arab games, and then only Assassin's Creed shows up. What's up with this? I don't feel included.
It's the ID at Xbox Developer Acceleration Program empowering underrepresented creators to bring their games to Xbox. Opening the globalization doorway is about making global players feel at home. And
like I said, the globalization and the thing that they just said just now.
Ensuring that their experience has a sense of local relevance and respect. It's the design of true-to-life Mexican locations in Forza Horizon 5. It's Minecraft.
No, like, that doesn't make somebody like that does not make Hispanic people want to play the game. Oh, you're Hispanic? We have Mexico City in here. Like, what's that matter? That's like when GTA 5 came out and it was basically like a replica of LA. I mean, that was like a cool thing, but it's not like it was going to expand the audience of America just because it's had a almost one-to-one replica of a major city in America. Like, how do you get from we need to get more Hispanic people to play the game to, okay, we have Mexico City 1-to-1. This is going to like how do those two things connect? They don't. All right, let me get back to the chat. Man, final time Call of Duty lobby. They don't understand inclusion. They only understand more identities, more segregation, more groups to divide. Yeah, exactly. They're dividing us, not uniting us. Let me Black Ops 6. I like that meme with Carl Winslow, Black Cops. Isn't it kind of racist to mark things as black? Yeah, I mean, I like Ezio, but I'm white, so I couldn't play the Assassin's Creed games. I mean, I'm not Italian. I can't play as Ezio. I don't feel seen. I don't feel seen. I'll flip it. If they put NBA in black section. Man, you're good. That's bad. That's bad. All right, what are the odds that GTA 6 isn't riddled with identity politics? I could see it going either way. I honestly don't know. It seemed like they were going that way first, but it seems like they're the first trailer seemed like they were going that way, and then the second trailer seemed like they're trying to backpedal. Who knows? Who knows what they're doing? It could go either way, honestly.
Minecraft Education's active citizen learning experience, inspiring students around the world with stories of peacemakers from their region. It's Xbox Design Lab, expanding into more
I just want to say, what's her name?
Around the world with stories of peacemakers from their region.
Malala is she's a fraud and a scammer, so like let's move on.
It's Xbox Design Lab, expanding into more markets, enabling more fans to design and create a controller that is uniquely theirs.
That's not inclusive. That's only an extra thing for people who have extra money. That's literally the opposite of inclusive. Having something for people who have more money is literally the opposite of inclusion. I don't know. I am 52. They lost the guys and kept, yeah.
And opening the accessibility doorway is about making games and experiences playable for people with disabilities. I don't mind this stuff. It's about ensuring everyone feels that they can play and create. We want our products to be accessible by design, from the ground up. It's Hi-Fi Rush's rhythm visualization features helping players see the beat instead of needing to hear it. It's the addition of game accessibility feature tags in the Microsoft Store to help customers find accessible content. It's Forza Motorsport's blind driving assist helping players with low or no vision to navigate racetracks.
That's interesting. I mean, I know that there are people who are blind and also with low vision who play video games, but like that's clearly like you have to be in a specific expertise to be able to implement those features that help those people. So I imagine that, you know, that would be a real consultant to hire. Be like, okay, you know how to make games for blind people. We're gonna hire your consultancy to help us adjust things to the game. Oh wait, you're telling us we need more black people? we need a girl boss? Wait, your name is SBI?
Inclusion can be so many things, and the opportunities for growth are incredible. We know that gaming is the world's largest and fastest growing form of media.
And that is exactly what, you know, I was saying earlier, why they want to have a larger audience, because they want to influence more people.
Today, 1 in every 3 people in the world plays video games. Our inclusive growth doorways help us be intentional.
This is one of the reasons why I think the whole like term gamer, I never cared for it. Like I mean, maybe when I was a kid, I think that was a term that was used, a gamer. As a kid, I thought it was fine, but then like probably around high school time, I was like, this is a dumb thing to call myself. Well, especially since at that time I was more the I'm too cool for labels, because when I was in high school, it was the opposite. You didn't want labels to be attached to yourself because you're too cool for it. But anyway, so I thought about it, and I came to the conclusion, if I watch movies, I'm not like a movie buff, or I don't want to be called a movie buff. If I read books, I don't want to be called a bookworm. So why call myself a gamer just because I play games? Like it's getting to the point that gaming's so mainstream. Like why it seems pointless to add the label. That's my personal opinion. Talk about a video so on the nose, cold and soulless. Good job, Microsoft. Oh wait, I missed some. Fraud scammer looks like it represents a whole DEI. I don't know. Yeah, those people seem to feel upwards. Yeah. They get pushed up due to the fact that they are useful idiots. They feel upwards because they are agents, not. Yeah, exactly what foreign user said. Bookworm could be a major compliment in 2025. Not gonna lie. To be fair, their shareholders like that place wants DEI higher. So this is for them. Yeah, I agree. And let's see, that makes sense. All right, yeah.
Intentional with our designs to bring the joy and community of gaming to everyone.
All right, we're almost done with this video, and they didn't say anything new. That like all this that they should have had this video at the top instead of in the middle. Okay, we're at the end anyways. So, I mean, I guess rather than reading this, we'll just watch the rest of this video.
Everyone on the planet.
Same thing.
And since all creators strive to reach more players and drive more engagement, we each have an opportunity to open doors and deliver growth in our own ways. Check out our product inclusion framework resources on Microsoft Game Dev at aka.ms/product inclusion to see tangible examples, best practices, and more in each of our inclusive growth doorways. We hope you'll join Team Xbox on our quest to bring the joy and community of gaming to everyone on the planet. And we hope that our inclusive growth doorways help you bring product inclusion to life in your own way. So, what door will you open today?
See, the ironic thing is, I mean, what I've been mentioning this whole time is that there are universal themes that appeal to the majority of people, and they didn't mention that at all. They didn't say anything that is universal. The only thing that they mentioned that actually brings in more people is the accessibility. I fully support that. But as far as like, let's make this more appealing by making it more niche. Let's make this more appealing by segregating. Let's make this more appealing by identity politics. These things don't make it more appealing, especially for a wider audience, and they say global audience. They don't know what these things mean. Like, they're intentionally trying to get us get the games to be unappealing, and they want us to focus on our labels to being more important than they actually are. What door will you open today? The bathroom door. Anyways, let's see. I got about a half hour left. Let's go to the next article. So I have this to play with, to look through. Approachability. Like, we could go through all this. So let's but we'll save that for another time. Let me copy the URL. I'll paste it over here. Bookmark it. All right, got it in my notes now, so I can talk about this some more. And let's talk about our good friend of the show. Friend of the show, Mrs. Anita Sarkeesian, because she married herself. So therefore, we should respect that she is now married to herself, Mrs. Anita Sarkeesian. I started sitting up higher, and then my head's lower on the camera. All right. So this is GameDeveloper.com. It used to be called Gama Sutra. So this website, for those who aren't familiar with it, it has a lot of articles that are specifically for game developers, or at least now it's more geared towards game developers because, I guess they realized that's what their main audience was. Gama Sutra used to not be specific for game developers, but then they realized that they had so many game developer related content on there, so therefore they pushed pushed the towards that direction for that audience. What was I about to say? Oh, so because of that, so they are hit or miss as far as their content. I don't know how to submit content. I do know one of my friends who worked at Treyarch, he had an article on here until, I guess, after the website change. Some of the old websites didn't make it through. But he used to have a article on here about level design, because he's a level designer. So there's some good content on here, but a lot of this content's also DEI garbage. Marrying itself is possible. Yeah. So she had a birthday like a year or two ago. Let me see if I can find this. Let me pull. Let's switch screens real quick. Camera only. So let me find this really quick. So she basically had a birthday. So she didn't actually marry herself, but she had a birthday in which it was a wedding theme. If I spell it, marries herself. There we go. Let's find this. Oh, okay, I don't like this guy. I'm not going to look at his article on screen. That guy's a goofball. He's yeah, I'm not good. Anyways, all right. Found someone else. All right. Go full screen. Okay, so she had a birthday in which she had it be a wedding theme, even though she didn't actually get married. And this is what happens when, yeah, like she's older than me, so she's like in her 40s. You know, you have your girl boss who's been focusing on career all her life, and then she's realizes she's now old and alone, and the only thing for her to do is marry herself because she's old and alone, rather than focusing on building a family. And also you got the pride, because I guess marrying yourself is a pride thing, pride colors. So yeah, this is a societal problem that a lot of women unfortunately are being pushed towards this direction. Like they're pushed towards the idea that they need to be career driven. And then you have like so many women who are, you know, 30s, 40s and older, and then they realize they're by themselves and what they're going to do. Because when men, we go into the career force for a reason, because we want to provide for our families. So it's not, I mean, like the only thing that's stopping men from building families is finding a wife that's suitable. That's the only thing that's stopping men. Women are being told, don't get married. They're being told, you know, avoid family building because it's oppressive. And then they're being career driven, and then they end up here, and that's a societal problem. But anyways, let's go back to this one. All right, let's close that. Let me see what the chat has to say. No, it wasn't official, but I was just basically mocking her. Yes, that will happen if you're single for long enough. Hopefully, inshallah, you won't stay single long enough. You'll find somebody, especially if you're in Indonesia. You should you'll get somebody. Don't worry. Allah, just keep trying to make yourself the best person you can be, and Allah will find Allah will get you towards the woman that you'll marry. What a creep. We should thank her. She is not expanding her legacy. Well, yes, but at the same time, she's also encouraging the fact that the movement encourages more women towards this. It's like a cancer. They're brainwashing more women and more women and more women to have this exact same mindset, and it's an overall societal problem. Misery loves company. Like these women, they keep on encouraging more women to go into this path, and then if they find someone who's married, and then the married woman complains about her husband, they will encourage her to get into a divorce. Like I know multiple of my friends who got divorced because they're being too nice, and then their ex-wives, they have a bunch of single and lonely friends that encourage them to get into a divorce. Yeah, and so it's just a societal problem. Anyways, researcher and critic. Researcher. Wow. Oh, first of all, I'm done with this. I don't need this on my head. Researcher and critic. Mrs. Anita Sarkeesian has traditionally spoken at GDC. So I actually seen her at GDC once. I was working, I was volunteering at the IGDA booth, and I saw her and her groupies around her. Like she had a whole cluster of groupies. Like she was like, it was clearly her groupies because they were hovering around her. And the thing that well, two things I noticed. One, the groupies all had like, I think this was like 2014, but even back then, like they had like blue hair and nose rings and all that. Like they looked stereotypical even 10 years ago. So that was the first thing. And the second thing I noticed, she was really short. Like I was surprised as to how short she was. I don't know, like maybe 5 foot even, 4'11", but I was really surprised as to how short she was. But that was the two things I noticed. Anyways, she spoke at GDC with her acclaimed video series. This guy, he is SIMP. Feminist frequency at the forefront last year that took the form of a retrospective that explored what her team's video series has accomplished over the span of 10 years. It accomplished destruction with equal eyes towards its past impacts and its hopes for the games industry. I think there's some catch up on some chats. No one hates women more than other women. Yeah, well, no one hates women more than single miserable women. At the point F is cancer. Yeah, it is. I think men are programmed to not know what they want specifically, so that men can guide them, which we have failed to do. I agree. I'm gonna make this really quick because it's a bit off topic. So women, let me go since camera only. So yeah, talking about gender, people are always, anytime I have a video about gender, people are like, oh, you're being sexist, you're making assumptions, this and that. It's like, well, there are always generalizations about the majority. When it comes to the majority, there's always generalizations, and of course there's always going to be the exceptions there, but the exceptions prove the rule because of the fact that they are the exception. Like they are the vast minority. But anyways, men and women. Women. Well, how is the term? Let me. Oh yeah. Men become. The term is men become. Women are, and that means boys need to go through a process of learning and like even a rites of passage. This is why so many cultures have a rites of passage, learning and a rites of passage, and they learn from the mentors and role models and those around them so that they become men. Women, on the other hand, they are like girls. They don't have to like go through a rites of passage to become a woman. They just are. And what was I gonna lead to with this? Programming that they won't specifically so that men can. Yeah. So what I was gonna say is that men. This is why it's so important for there to be like strong male role models and just more encouragement of men to be men, to be strong, to be protectors and providers, and to have strength, not just physical strength, but mental strength. And without having these male role models, without guidance, then you have simps like this guy who probably thinks masculinity is toxic. Like this is what happens. They get influenced by the wrong people. Like you can go different directions. You can go the direction of like just being cruel and just overly aggressive. And then you could go the complete opposite direction and just be an SIMP. And let me grab this book real quick. Let me put this: King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. This is a really good book. So these are 4 different archetypes. There's the king, the warrior. So king is basically leadership, and the king. There's a balance for each of these archetypes. There's a balance. If you go too far one way or the other way, then you fall into the shadow. What was it called? The not the shadow realm, but like basically the opposite, the wrong version of that archetype. So like the king, the wrong versions would be like the tyrant, and then the other one's like a whiny prince. The warrior, you have like the coward, and then the other is like just I can't remember what the other one is, but magician has to do with knowledge, and lover, of course, that's with having a strong relationship. But anyways, it's been a while since I read the book, so I don't have everything memorized. I should probably read through it again because obviously I can't even name off all the different stuff on here. But here it is. Okay, so king in his you have king, and then you have the tyrant and weakling. You have warrior, and then you have the sadist and the masochist. The magician, and you have the detached manipulator and the denying innocent one. That's more like the Mr. Nice Guy. The lover, yeah, you have the addicted lover, and then you have the impotent lover. So, like, this is a really good book about masculinity. Check it out. Maybe I should put like I'll probably put what's it called? Affiliate link in the description. Let me put an affiliate link right now. So no, Amazon, king, warrior, magician, lover. Because I barely use my affiliates, my Amazon affiliates. So I should. Okay, get a link. Copy the link, and then I'll post that in the chat. Where are you, chat? There it is. All right, there's the affiliate link, but I'll post it in the comments as well. Also, if you're still watching, give the video a like, please. That would really help out the video. But anyways, let's get back to this. I know I went on a bit of a rant, and let's get the screen back over here. Hello. All right. You are a strong role model, Sabr, and my dad too. Oh, okay. I misunderstood that. I thought you was calling me your dad. Okay, your dad's a strong role model. Alhamdulillah, that's great. All right. Okay. Just catching up on the chat, seeing if there's anything I should read out loud. But anyway, so yeah, this guy's a complete clown. At this year's GDC, Sarkeesian was approached approached the podium with no designs on either recapping or resembling that series. Her speech was not about tropes, okay? It was instead about industry-wide status quo. That according to her research and inside sources continues to reinforce negative representation inside companies who make these games. And this is her quote. DEI efforts are framed as attempts to transform workplace environments into spaces that are welcoming for all people, especially those historically underrepresented. Like, what's that? Like, why does that matter? I mean, I already went over like the stuff that they can do good, but especially for those who are historically underrepresented. Okay, anyways, I'm not here to tell you that DEI is broken. I'm here to tell you that DEI is working as intended, and that's the problem. We need to make it more. We need to make it crazier. A shield against criticism and real change. Sarkeesian began by recounting increased public scrutiny. See, here's the thing: like they will if they admit something's a problem, they will come to the opposite conclusion. Like if they admit, okay, yeah, we were wrong, this is a problem, and then the analysis, the point that they get to is, we need to make it crazier. Okay, Sarkeesian began by recounting increased public scrutiny and conversation about representation inside tech companies, particularly game companies, in a wake of social movements like Me Too and BLM. She pointed to a measure surge in DEI hiring through 2020, though she quoted the motives for those games industry hires. Some were doing this with a sincere hope for making their studios a better place to work for their marginalized workers, she said. Some of them were doing it as a performative response to social pressure. Yeah, that's true. There are some that were doing it performatively, doing it for virtue signaling. Thanks to her work at FF, along with her operation of gamers and online harassment hotline, don't even want to look into that. Sarkeesian has since had the opportunity to speak directly to DEI managers and stakeholders within the gaming industry. While she didn't quantify how many negative anecdotes she had accumulated in the past 2 years, the conclusion she reached was pretty bad. It seemed that DEI has been co-opted by the powerful to become a shield against criticism of real change. Oh my, what do you mean by that? Sarkeesian, let me see, before I get into the next paragraph, I see, okay, we'll check it out. Doubling down. It looks like she and types like her was never, though of accountability. Yeah, it's all performative, or their pockets are lined otherwise. Oh, yeah, well, I'll also add, it's also people who are brainwashed. There are definitely people who think that they are doing the right thing, whether because they are naive or they're just completely surrounded by this echo chamber, and therefore they got convinced that they're pushing for the right thing. So I think that's also a group of people who push for it. Okay, we'll go for like another 10 minutes, and then, or 5-10 minutes, and then we'll wrap things up. All right, Sarkeesian, did I read this one? Yeah. Okay, Sarkeesian couched that that conclusion with an insistence that DEI stakeholders inside of gaming and tech workplaces often make incredible sacrifices to do anything they can to make their immediate world a better, safer place. But those well-meaning staffers face numerous overt and subtle challenges, Sarkeesian said. HR departments operate with a clear understanding of how systems and operations affect all levels of decision-making. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't have a clear understanding. That you are generalizing right there. So many HR departments don't know what they're doing, and they're just power hungry. How systems? Okay, yeah. And they're not flexible enough to adjust to DEI specific accommodations. Well, a lot of them are basically like the extended arm. Like they're just an arm of the DEI, or DEI is department is a branch of HR. It's just basically a parallel department. At affected companies, internal legal teams micromanage communications on DEI-related topics, either internally or externally, to mute productive conversations before they can even begin. Sarkeesian suggests that more open conversations about DEI in the workplace or overt efforts to support identity-specific spaces inside companies are typically treated by gaming companies' legal teams as a liability or unionization threat. Well, because so she's basically complaining about the companies that don't want to embrace DEI because they see that it is going to disrupt the structure and the foundation of the corporation. People make systems and systems make people. Well, people make people on top make systems, and systems control people. How about that? Perhaps toughest of all, the staffers responsible for official DEI efforts at companies are set up to fail in multiple dimensions. Sarkeesian said these are typically handed by staffers who are not given official titles because they don't really do anything. They have a made up position or even compensation. Well, I think what she's talking about are when they have these groups and then they have volunteers who advocate for the DEI stuff and are too often hired in part-time or contract capacity. Budgets for these departments tend to magically dry up once public attention. Man, I was so happy when the DEI director at the last gaming company I worked at, when she got laid off. I was like, oh, thank you, because I hated her. I was so, like we've had interactions, and she, like, everything she said to me, like, in response, well, we're typing on Slack, but every time she gave me a response, it was to protect the corporate overlords. It was like she was like, the thing she was good at was corporate speak. That's why she was the director. She had the corporate overlords, and every time I had some sort of an interaction with her, which I reached out to her most of the time, but then she got she got laid off. I was like, all right, see ya. But that wasn't the end of the DEI department, because her lackey below her, I don't even know what the other DEI person's, what her title was, but she was still around. Anyways, yeah, they don't have official title. Magically dry up once public attention about topic in question wanes, or they typically get hit early in any tech company rounds of layoffs. Yeah, because it's not important. It's not important. That's why they get rid of them, because your senior engineer is more important. You know, your guys who are working on your product are more important. You know, you don't need your director of DEI to give your senior engineer a list of words that are now considered naughty, like master and blacklist, and then tell your senior engineer that, okay, you need to go through all of your documentation, everything, and reword to change the word master to one of these other words that are okay. Like, This is why they are the first to get laid off, because you have one person trying to do his job and make your product, and then you have another person just slowing them down. Okay. Quick burnout, incredibly for accumulated knowledge or collective staff efforts to make positive impact. All right, how much more? Okay, let's. Wow. Okay, we still have quite a bit. Yeah. So we get the idea. We get the idea of what this article is about. Basically, she's talking about how it's not going far enough, and also that the corporations aren't, some of them aren't drinking the Kool-Aid. She's complaining about how DEI is lowest in priority when they go through layoffs as far as who to keep. Let's go to camera. Let's just go to camera at this point. Yeah. So like I said, like, Anita Sarkeesian's still around. This was only 2 years ago that she did this GDC talk. And yeah, complete clown. Who is the guy who wrote this? Sam Makovic. Do I know this guy? I feel like I know this guy. Did I meet him? I think I met him before. Maybe I met him at GDC. Is he on my LinkedIn? Anyways. All right. So as we wrap up, let me look at the chat. Anything else? No super chats. That's fine. Maybe I should say super chat more so that people super chat. But that's fine. No worries. Doing this for the sake of building consistency, and because this is the thing I want. I want to build the brand and keep doing this consistently. Trying to do a stream a week, because making a 90-minute stream is much easier than making an 8-minute video. The 8-minute video takes literally hours, and a 90-minute stream takes probably 2 hours, including the prep time of grabbing whatever I'm going to talk about beforehand. So it's much more time efficient for me to do these streams, especially with how my schedule is very busy for the next 6 weeks or so. It's going to be very busy. So one video plus this live stream, and I'm trying to figure out what's the best use of doing shorts, because I use vidIQ, and vidIQ pulls clips. Oh, I didn't have my collar right. Look at me, ma. Don't have my collar right. Anyways, sort of, my wife probably be like, "Why didn't you iron your shirt?" Anyways, yeah. So yeah, vidIQ like gets clips for me, and I just kind of like use those clips. But I think I was putting up too many because I started losing subs, and it was directly correlation. Oh, hey, $5 through super chat. Keep shining the light on this stuff. Thanks, Jameson Jones. I appreciate the super chat. Oh, I see another. I missed one. Let me. So it looks like 2 of them happened at the same time. Let's see what this was. Oh no, this was last time. Oh no, not last time. This was like 3 weeks ago. Okay, get it off the screen. Get off the screen. Whoops. Okay, all right. I'm looking at this the wrong way. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. What is? Okay, that's Indonesian money, I'm assuming. I have no idea what that converts to dollars, but I'm assuming 20,000 is not equal to $20,000. It says, "I got you, homie, but don't stop editing videos." Yeah, I'm not gonna stop editing videos. Right now, I'm just gonna do one edited video a week because of the just my schedule is just really busy right now. I'm teaching a class, and it's very time consuming. Getting my notes ready for the class, and then grading the class, and then man, like I didn't even think about how long it would take me for like downloading everybody's files, and then I had to go through, and then oh man, like this it's more time consuming than I thought it was gonna be. But at least it'll be quicker next semester now that I'm making the material, and then I don't have to remake it the second time around. But anyways, yeah, I appreciate both you guys, Jameson Jones and Wanata Hadi Patama. Thank you very much, Shukran. I appreciate it. But just to wrap up what I'm saying here, with the shorts, I think I'm just gonna do 2 shorts a week because I saw my subs go down as I was putting like multiple shorts a day. So I think I'm just gonna do like 1 short, like on maybe on Monday, another short maybe on another day, and those shorts will be linked to the longer video, and so that way I'm not overwhelming people's feeds with too many shorts. But anyways, that's the update on the channel, and since I still have a bunch more of this DEI stuff on my notes that I gathered, this is not what I was trying to look for. Yeah. So I still have multiple other resources. Plus, we just saw that the Microsoft, the portal, was it product inclusion portal? I found that. So now I could talk about this for a few more weeks. I could just keep on going on this this DEI live stream for a few more weeks. Just go through this nonsense. Well, maybe I'll maybe next week I'll save this. Yeah, I think this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save this for another week. Just give myself a break so it's not just me repeating the same goofy things over and over. But I'll try to find a different topic for next week. And but anyways, I appreciate you guys all hanging out with me for a little bit. Let me see. Okay, that's it was $1.22. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. Thanks. I appreciate it. $1.22. This is still good. Alhamdulillah. You know, an important trait that I try to be mindful of is to always be grateful. Like regardless of the like what's going on, even if bad things happen to me, always be grateful. Always thank Allah. And that way that like leads me to the right path. The Sabr Path. That's why I named the brand Sabr Path, so that I am constantly reminded what's important to me and not forget about it. Keep that in mind at all times. That's why your father-in-law came here as spaghetti. Probably. Go visit my father-in-law. Tell him salam for me. Anyways, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you guys all being here. I need to end the stream, and I'll do this again next week. And I'm gonna record a new video today, edit it. I'm gonna try to get it out tomorrow, sometime tomorrow morning. The new video will be, what's the topic that I chose? Silksong. Yeah, like all these indie devs talking smack about Silksong, saying that it's Team Cherry's responsibility. So that's the video that I'm going to record today, and I will put it out tomorrow. Anyways, thank you again. Take care and salam.